everybody. Welcome to another video. I am so excited. Today I have Liz from Lisbon Diaries here with me. Welcome, Liz.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited to make this video with you. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk to my followers a little bit about your project and your YouTube channel?
Sure. I have a YouTube channel with my husband that's on there sometimes, but we do videos about life in Portugal, being Portuguese-American for me, reasons why I moved here, reasons why I stay here, the cultural parts of the country and all those things. We've been doing it for maybe 3 years now. Yeah. So I think we have some mutual followers probably. So it'll be interesting to see how many there are that are mutually watching us both.
Exactly. How many know both of us, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of your first followers. I've been following you right from the beginning, and it's been so fun to watch you adjust going from the US to Portugal. We're going to be doing this collaboration, one video on my channel, and then we'll be shooting another video for Lisbon Diaries channel. Today we'll be talking a little bit, focusing more on language, and the video with Liz will be about more about Portuguese culture, identity. So two very interesting topics. So make sure to watch both videos, to also go to Liz's channel and check it out. And I'll leave the link at the end of our video. So Liz, I wanted to start maybe, since we're both Portuguese Americans, can you share where you were born? How was it growing in a Portuguese community?
Yes. So I was actually born in Massachusetts, in Cambridge, where there's lots of Portuguese people. I moved to California when I was 5. My mom is from the Azores, from Pico, and my dad's from Alentejo, which is southern Portugal. When we moved with family was there already, and already had a community there. So I moved to a Portuguese community that was actually Azorean. That's what most of the communities are in California, are Azorean. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in a community of Azorean people. And so, we had the festas, and they're not the same kind of festas we have here, but, they have the sopas. Do you remember the sopas? And like this whole thing of the dances, and then the little parades down the streets in the town. So my community was very Portuguese. A lot of kids in my high school were Portuguese. So I grew up with that culture, the food at home, and those kind of things.
Right. Yeah. Same with me. Yeah. So I was born in Massachusetts, in a very Portuguese town called New Bedford. Yep. And I moved to Portugal when I was 9, but I do remember all those festas, and it was really fun. And still a lot of those festas continue to this day, definitely. Yeah. And how was it growing up, learning the language? Did your parents speak Portuguese to you? Did you ever go to a Portuguese school here in the US?
Well, unfortunately, where I grew up, there wasn't a Portuguese school like there are on the East Coast. The East Coast seems like there's more availability of Portuguese schools. So I learned in the home Portuguese, which I then quickly learned when I came here that I didn't know as much as I thought I knew. It was very basic, but I spoke just fluently. And I think until I went to college and moved away, I was pretty fluent. And then, when you move away and you have your own life and you don't see your parents every day, you lose some of it, right? I grew up speaking it. My mom spoke English too, so I spoke to her more in English sometimes, but I spoke to my dad in Portuguese always.
Interesting. So you never spoke English to your dad?
No. It's even weird to speak English even now. Like I can't say like English words. He understands and he speaks it, but it's like not as comfortable for him as Portuguese. Uh-huh. Yeah. So I just speak Portuguese to him, and then my mom, I speak English. It's like, okay, and in English and then Portuguese. So
right. That's so funny, because when I was growing up, when my sister, because she's older than I, she stayed in the US. Mm-hmm. So while I lived in Portugal, we had this habit where we would speak in Portuguese over the phone or when she came on vacation, but I would write to her in English. So because I knew her Portuguese wasn't so good in writing, so we had this way of communicating was very interesting. Now we tend to speak both languages since I'm here. We got used to speaking English to each other, but we put on those Portuguese words in the middle. Awesome. So now talking about Portuguese words, I have a little challenge for you. Actually, you mentioned to me that when you went to Portugal, because we do have here in the US, the Portuguese-American community does have its own dialect almost. We combine these words that are half English, half Portuguese, and it's only like we're the only ones that understand that dialect.
Totally.
So what kind of words were you surprised when you moved to Portugal that you didn't know they were actually part of that dialect and not even known in Portugal?
Like the first memory I have is like the first week I was here, I was looking for a store, to like a market to get something. And I asked somebody, onde o store? They're like, huh? What are you talking about? I was like, I didn't get what I was saying. I was like, faz compras. You go buy things. They're like, loja? I'm like, loja? What the heck is a loja? I had no clue. I never heard the word in my life. And loja means store.
Exactly.
My Portuguese-American parents were saying store, like store with an A at the end. Totally. And that's, but my daughter's pediatrician is a Saurian, and she says that's actually how they say it in the Azores.
Right, because the Azorians do, import, let's say, right, these words a lot, but they start here, so they're part of the Portuguese community. And again, my parents are not from the Azores, and they use the same words.
Crazy. So, I thought it was just like maybe because my mom's Azorian. But my dad didn't correct me either. I called him. I go, why would you guys not correct me when I was saying the wrong words for things? They're like, well, I don't know. That's what we say too. But that's not the correct Portuguese.
Right.
Many words that, you think are correct, but they're not.
Right. And my parents said stoa too, even when they moved to Portugal. So it just becomes part of their vocabulary. Yeah. So I have a little challenge for you. I have a list of words that I'll say, maybe I'll say some in Portuguese and see if you would know which to identify the dialect. Maybe I'll do the opposite. So let's play a little game here. Okay. So the word for dollar, the money, how do we say it usually here?
Agora sim. Dólar.
Dollar, right? And in the plural for dollars, dólares.
Dólares. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yes.
Okay. Oh, and this one's really funny. So we actually not only use it for nouns, but also for verbs. Do you remember how we say the verb to drive here? The Portuguese, how do they say? They don't say conduzir. Drivar.
No, they say drivar. They said that to hear too, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Drive,
And how about to park? Does that ring a bell?
Parcar.
Parcar. Instead of like, estacionar.
Yeah. There's so many words I came here with. I was like, oh my God, I don't know Portuguese like I thought I do. That's examples. It's crazy the words they use.
Right. And how about closet?
Closeta. Not chupedo.
Not chupedo, but closeta, right? Exactly. And how about knife?
Oh no, that faca is important.
Faca, right? We can say the right word also to teach our followers. So instead of faca, what if they
here? Knifa, no?
Knifa,
right? Everything just add an A at the end. That's all it is. It's not complex. It's not that fancy. Just add an A.
And how about sandwich? Does that ring a bell?
Sandwicha. Oh yes, I remember now. Oh
and
my
freezer.
Well, not congelador.
No. We also have the verb.
I know, but I can't remember what is it?
Frizar,
Frizar, yes.
And the freezer, a freezer.
Yeah, totally. I know. Yeah, now more of them are coming back to me now as you say it. Yes.
How about the word for gum?
Gama.
Gama, muito bem.
And when I talk to them now, I said, they say these words like, Mom, that's not the word for Portuguese. They're like, like they don't care anymore. Like they just say their own words still.
And the other thing that's very interesting is we tend to, you know how the Portuguese love to add the diminutive, the little inho at the end of words?
Yes.
We even take it a step further and we add the inho to English words, like something that's very cute. Portuguese-American might say, cutezinho. I say cutezinho.
Yeah. I love saying inho on everything Portuguese. I always say inho or inga. I think it's really cute. But like to mix the English with the Portuguese ending is something else.
Right. That's taking it a step further, right?
That's totally a different dialect that we have.
And it's something that I think started maybe with our grandparents. And you know, maybe the younger generations don't use it as much.
Well, because my parents were first, like they were the first generation there, migration. I'm the first born there. They just picked it up from their relatives that were there, I think. Right. And the community they grew up in. So I think it's been going on forever, I'm sure. But it's funny that your parents weren't even from Azores. And this is a very commonly Azorean thing, but they still said the same thing.
Totally.
And on the East Coast versus the West Coast, the same.
See what I mean? It's this dialect. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I tell people, I tell my Portuguese friends here about these words. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's how we say things in America, in the United States for Portuguese words. And they laugh. I think it's hilarious.
Kind of becomes our own identity in a way. Because it does show, you know, how we tend to embrace the new culture, not forgetting our Portuguese. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like an acculturation versus assimilation. Like,
right.
Keep your culture, you add in the American culture, and you make a mix of it.
Right. Do your daughters do they speak Portuguese when they moved to Portugal?
They spoke like some. But it was more of understanding Portuguese because my parents spoke to them in Portuguese. I didn't as much, only because I knew my Portuguese wasn't great. And I didn't want to grammatically teach them the wrong Portuguese. So I would say little phrases here and there, but I wasn't speaking to them like now, right? But they're completely, like really fluent, and they don't even have an accent from America, like when they speak, because we're so young when they came here. But my younger one, who's 7 when we moved, is now 11. My brother tells me when we call and talk, you know, Ruby has an accent like a Portuguese kid trying to speak English.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't hear it because I'm with her all the time. She's like, yeah, it's so weird. She has a little bit of an accent, like a Portuguese kid accent. So I guess I'm like, well, that's interesting because I don't hear it, you know, but I'm sure it's true.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. So they, of course, I had the same issue. I moved from Portugal to the US in 2011. So my kids, you know, it was funny when my kids started speaking English, my sister said, oh, they sound Russian, speaking English, Russian. But now they speak, you know, they speak both as well. And it's great. Do they incorporate these words that we were talking about at all? No, or not really, right? No,
I don't even want them to know those words.
Exactly.
Like, they know it from vavá, because we say vavá for, vavá. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, oh, vavá used to say that word. Like, and now, like, they're so good at grammatical part of Portuguese. I didn't get that because I didn't go to school for Portuguese, that my older one will say, mommy, that's not the correct accent. Or mommy, that's not the correct way of saying it. And because she does it every day. She understands it a lot better than me, actually. You know, but they know that these words are not the correct words.
Right.
Like both of us said it, but they're not the correct words for like proper Portuguese, you know.
Exactly. Okay, well, Liz, it was a pleasure having you on my channel. It was really fun to go through these Portuguese words and vocabulary. Make sure to check out Liz's video on Lisbon Diaries. So the video that I will be making with Liz. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.